Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel English from A to Z with Mr. Aziz Zuhair. Before we begin, do not forget please to subscribe and share this lesson with your friends. Let's get started. Today's video revolves about the flame of hope, and we are going to limit ourselves just to the first part, and we have another part in order not to lengthen this video. That's why I have chosen this strategy. I'm sorry if I say that this lesson is given to advanced level, especially. But if anyone wants to have a look and then to be able to understand what revolves about, he or she is welcome. The flame of hope. We know that what is the reason behind the choice of this topic is that hope is something that we cannot live without. It's part of our personality, it's part of our daily life, and it's very difficult, if not to say impossible, to live without hope. So life is full of problems, is full of difficulties, is full of setbacks, is full of worries. So, do you think that a person can lead a stable life if he or she doesn't have hope or is not hopeful? So these are some questions that you yourselves are going to answer after this video is over. Life is demanding, difficult, and even sometimes merciless. So I always prefer to use such three adjectives to life. This is how I myself describe life. It is demanding. It demands a lot of things. And at the same time, it is difficult. Life is not that easy as some people think or claim. And sometimes, not always, it is merciless. It becomes cruel. Why? Because here we have tens of obstacles and setbacks. Also, we have hundreds of worries and fears. And at the same time, we have thousands of troubles and dilemmas that disturb our human mind and shake our stability. For sure, problems, they are part of the game. They are unavoidable. They are inevitable. But what should a person do? This is the question that every person should answer. So, if life has all such characteristics, we should never submit. we should never lay down our arms, and we should never admit defeat, and finally to give up, because when you give up means you are hopeless. The moment you carry on, the moment you carry on struggling, the moment you carry on fighting till the end, it means that you don't give up. And be sure that victory is near when you do not give up. Now, let me state some questions that I want you to think about and to answer. Number one, do you think that a person can live without hope? Number two, do you agree that a person can resist till the end without hope in the corridors of life? You know, life has many corridors, and any corridor necessitates and demands some strategies that you should abide by in order to find the appropriate and the convenient solutions, and hence to achieve your aspirations, to achieve your dreams, and to achieve your goals. The final answer to the three questions is definitely, for sure, it's impossible. Hope, or a man, or a woman, or whoever is, should be hopeful. Why should he or she be hopeful? I have gathered some potential, some possible justifications. And I'm going to deal with each one. So here, let me say that I have tried to metaphorize my language. Okay, so it's good for a learner in general, or a student or a teacher, most of the time to metaphorize his or her language. It's not all the time just to restrict yourself to the literal meaning. Number one, hope is a star. And we know the function of a star in the sky is to give you light. Hope is a star to every wanderer, any person who gets lost, any person who doesn't know his or her destination, especially in a wavy and stormy ocean. So I have not spoken about the sea, but the ocean, because the ocean is bigger and larger than the sea. And especially when it is wavy and stormy, means there are problems. You need a lot of qualifications, and you need favorable circumstances that can help you to save yourself. Number two, hope is a torch that enlightens the paths of darkness. You know what? Why do we use a torch? In order to illuminate, in order to enlighten our darkness. Number three, hope is a necessary component to life. And here, I have used hope in the same way that we have light, oxygen, and food. So light is necessary in life. Oxygen is necessary in life, and the same for food, or even drink, water. That's why hope is a necessary component in the game. Hope is an inner engine that offers energy, strength, vitality, and excitement. You know, when you are hopeful, you become enthusiastic, you become energetic, and you become strongly enough in order to deal with all problems and all difficulties that you come across in your life or daily life. Number 5, hope is an effective medicine, a great incentive, and a powerful tonic. So 3 well-chosen words or phrases that I have opted for in this description. Most of the time we become pessimistic. Most of the time we become unhappy. Sometimes we are depressed. Sometimes we are puzzled. Sometimes we don't know what to do. We ask for help. This is life. And I have said, and I repeat it all the time, that problems are part of the game, are part of life. Without problems, it's very difficult to test your abilities, to test your potential. That's why it comes as a medicine, it's a kind of treatment. And at the same time, incentive, it is a kind of enthusiasm, it is a kind of spur, it is a kind of motivation. And a powerful tonic. So let's speak about tonic as a drink. Sometimes when you eat a lot and you drink this tonic as a water, you feel relieved. The same for hope. When you are in the corridors of darkness, in the corridors of pessimism, at that moment, this tonic comes in order to relieve, in order to remove all the problems that you suffer from. Number 6, hope is the spice of life. You know, life, whatever it is, it has flavor. That's why hope itself is the spice that we add to our life in order our life can have meaning, can have a purpose. And what time is your life meaningful and purposeful, especially when you are hopeful, when you are happy, when you know how you should deal with any situation, whatever it is. Number 7, hope is an antibiotic therapy. It's a cure, it's a treatment. And especially I have used the word antibiotic, and you know this in the field of medicine. It's very important. Okay, and it is within reach. It is accessible and it is available. You can reach it, you can have it. That turns what is impossible into possible. So some people sometimes feels that they are unable to fulfill their dreams and their goals. My advice to you, always be happy, always be smiling, always be hopeful, and be sure that everything which is impossible becomes possible. But all you need is to sacrifice, is to make effort, is to know how to deal with every problem when it occurs. And this is, what do we say, a divine law. All you need to rely on God. All you need is to attach yourself to God's principles and teachings. Now let me move to synopsis, and I have used it as a conclusion. This is what I have deduced. Every person has an innate desire for a good life. That's why everybody is trying hard to make his life beautiful, to make his life fantastic, to make his life stable, and all the descriptive words that you can use. Thus, no hope. If you don't have hope, what does it mean? Oh, it means what follows. The following criteria, the following parameters, and the following reasons. Number one, no reason to live. What are you going to live if you are hopeless? You have a function in life. You should fulfill it. You should implement it. And you should concretize your dreams and goals on earth. If not, what's the purpose behind your living? If you don't have any reason to live for, it means that you don't have a project to invest in. So, your project, you should have a project in this life. Don't be a wanderer. Don't get lost. And number three, you don't have a plan to abide by. So if you don't have a project, how are you going to have a plan? You have a plan, you should have a plan, or you are going to have a plan when you have a project. You don't have a project, you don't have a plan to follow and to abide by. And ultimately, you don't have a goal, you don't have an aspiration, you don't have a dream, you don't have a purpose to achieve later on in the future. So, I'm sure that hope is really relevant, is really something very important in our daily life. Without hope, it's impossible to achieve what you aspire for, what you opt for, and what you dream of. So before I finish, it is a version in Arabic to help you understand, especially for the ones who are unable to understand just in English. So I have tried on purpose to let it till the end. And my advice to myself and to you and to anyone in general, try to understand in English. Do your best to understand in English. But when you finish and when you find yourself unable to understand everything, at that moment you can refer to this version in Arabic in order to help you enrich your vocabulary repertoire and to help you understand more words and to help you have more and more ideas. Thanks. Today's lesson is over now. See you in another video if God permits. Don't forget to subscribe and share it. Please, I want your comment and I want your liking the video. Thanks for watching.